Last night, a priest challenged her. But by morning, he was gone, swallowed by the night itself. Mama Vera still looks 25, still smiles sweetly, but her shadow no longer moves like a human's. Now, her grandson is hearing voices calling his name. And the moon has turned blood red again. The morning after the priest's disappearance, Lekki village was silent. No one swept their compounds. No one fetched water. Even the birds refused to sing, but deep in the forest, by the sacred stream, a white cloth floated downstream, stained with blood and palm wine. The priest's staff was gone. Only his voice lingered in the wind, whispering, "She is older than time." Mama Vera, meanwhile, was in her kitchen humming happily, pounding yam with the strength of 10 men. Her skin looked even younger, soft like fresh mango. Her neighbors watched from afar, trembling. That night, her grandson David woke again to that same humming, the sound that never really left his dreams. Only this time, it was louder. Almost, calling his name, he tried to cover his ears, but the sound slipped into his mind like smoke. His legs moved on their own, dragging him toward her hut. The door creaked open before he even touched it. Inside, the red lantern glowed brighter than before. The air smelled of iron and rain. And in the center of the room stood Mama Vera, not in her wrapper this time, but in a gown made of white cloth streaked with blood symbols. Around her, 7 clay pots formed a circle. In each pot, blood shimmered like dark wine. "Come in, my son," she said softly. "It is time you learned our family secret." David's voice cracked. "Mama, what are you?" Her smile didn't fade. "I am what this village made me. When famine came 70 years ago, they offered me to the gods to die for rain. But the gods refused me. They gave me something else instead. Eternal youth, in exchange for life's drink." She lifted a pot and poured a drop of blood onto her tongue. Her eyes glowed, her wrinkles melted. "And now, I feed to life. Every full moon, one life, one sip." David stumbled backward, tears burning his eyes. "You killed the priest, didn't you?" She sighed. He tried to unmake what the gods had perfected. But before he could run, the ground began to shake. The lanterns flickered, and outside, the moon turned red as a bleeding wound. Villagers poured into the street, screaming. Chickens squawked, goats ran wild, and every mirror cracked on its own. In the sky, something black swirled, like smoke forming eyes. Mama Vera stepped outside calmly, her hair now floating as if underwater. Her shadow stretched long across the compound, swallowing the earth beneath her feet. Then a voice thundered from nowhere, "Vera of Lekki. The debt is due." The villagers fell to their knees. David screamed, "Mama, what is happening?" Her face changed, fear for the first time. "No, not yet. They can't take me now." Lightning struck the ground in front of her, and from the light stepped the ghost of the priest, holding the same broken staff, now burning with fire. "You fed on the innocent," he boomed. "The gods turn against you. The blood you drank calls for justice." Mama Vera hissed, her eyes flaring red. "I will not die." The two clashed, light against darkness. The earth trembled, the trees bent, and the sky split open with thunder. Every strike sent shockwaves through the village. David ran, but the wind pushed him back. He screamed for help, but no one dared to move. The battle raged on, flashes of red and white lighting up the night. Then suddenly, silence. The priest was gone. Mama Vera stood in the middle of her yard, panting, her body smoking, her hands dripping blood. But her face was young again. Younger than ever. She turned to David, her voice trembling. "It's over. But the curse has changed. From tonight, the hunger passes to the next bloodline." David froze. What do you mean?" She smiled faintly. "My time is finished, my son. The gods always take balance. Before he could speak, she grabbed his hands and whispered an ancient chant. Her body began to dissolve, first her fingers, then her arms, then her face, turning into mist that wrapped around David like smoke. He screamed, but the mist entered his mouth, his nose, his eyes, until he fell to the ground shaking. When he woke, the sky was grey, the yard empty. Mama Vera was gone. Only her old wrapper lay folded neatly on the stool. David tried to stand, but his hands trembled. His reflection in the water beside him made his blood run cold. His skin was smooth. His eyes glowed faintly red. His heartbeat was too slow, too strong, and from the forest came a whisper, the same lullaby his grandmother used to hum. Every generation must feed. He covered his ears, but the humming grew louder, now inside his skull. The same thirst crept into his throat, a dryness that no water could quench. He stumbled toward the river, desperate to drink. But as his lips touched the water, it turned crimson. The reflection that looked back at him wasn't his. It was hers, Mama Vera's smile. In his face, and the villagers who saw him that dawn swore that David never blinked again. To be continued. The curse has only just begun.